we are assembling the star bags. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the base of one star bag. I have two of them put together already. And then we'll do the front of each one of them. Okay, so there's three of them. When you start with this base, you'll notice that on each set you have a side that's high, and then you have a side that goes low. So this side here, this is your point on the bag. It's your point, and because you don't want your tabs overlapping the star. So these low points are the points, and these high tabs here, these are here at the inside of the star. So if you just take it, first thing you're going to do, just fold all your tabs down. Okay, so now once you have that done, you're going to look at it, and there's 6, so you just find the center one and fold it up, and then come to the next one, fold it down, and then fold it back up. Okay, so that's pretty simple. So you have, like, it looks like an accordion. And so you have 4 stars in your file, and what they're for is so that you can put it together by just doing this around your star. That's the easiest way to do it, but then you need to cover your tabs because they're on the outside. So you have additional pieces to go over your tabs. Now if you want to just work it around, it's not that hard. You can do it to the inside, and you can just, then you just need to cut 2 stars if you want to save paper. Okay, so let's start, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue all of my tabs because it does go together pretty easily, and everything just slides right to where it needs to be. So I'm just making sure that I get glue all the way down to the point. And then I'm gonna just kind of put my star, set it in here, lay it down, work one side, and then come over. Oops. Lift this up. I'm gonna try not to get my head in the way, but I've got to see too. And I'm just pushing right up against the sides here, pushing that in, and the star piece is stopping it right where it needs to stop. I probably shouldn't be using that finger to work it down. So you can see, doing this, you do need to cover this. And that is what your extra piece would be for. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of fold these out a little, work my glue down in here, and do the other side. Because I am using all 4, I can do my face after I've put my box together, because then I'll just glue it all right on the front. If you aren't going to use the extra pieces, you may want to put your face on before you put your box together, because I think it will be easier to put on while your piece is flat. So the second one's just, you just got to kind of fold it a little, push it in so that it'll fit in here just because of the star shape. And I'm just pushing on the outside, pushing it right up against and pushing the tabs down from the inside. Just making sure that they all are in place. And there we have it. So the box is fairly simple if you do it this way. And now the face. So you have a black oval here, and this goes behind the eyes. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing when I'm flipping my pieces over, my paper is textured, but it's only textured on one side. So I have to make sure it's on the side that's textured, it's facing up. So on this piece here, which is going to go right there, his face, you just want to center it here to these points that go inside. You're just going to center it right in here. And now I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to stand it up. That way I know things are lining up to the bottom. There we go. Now the mustache, I forgot to grab my foam tape, so let me reach back here behind me. And if you've watched any of my videos before, I get these foam squares at the Dollar Tree, and they are in the hardware section. And then you just want to make sure that you're covering his face. You can see the curve of his mustache lines right up with that curve there on the outside of his face. And then I'm going to put his little nose on. And that is that. So now, I like this side better. I'm going to pick the best side for how it went together to be my front. You want to make sure you get the glue all the way to the edge so that you have a good seal there. And in particular on the tabs that are a little bit higher. And now I'm just going to kind of fill this all in. And then make sure you're putting your face on the right way. You don't want to get all this done and then your bag's upside down. So I'm going to squeeze a little more here along the edges. And I did put foam tape on them, so it's not going to be as flat as I would like for getting this glue to stick real well. But and then you're going to do the same thing for the back. You're going to put this on the back. So here I've got, the file does have a handle, which to me after I cut it, seems a little odd because your pipe cleaner does better because it can fold in. But if you don't have pipe, I left that piece in there because if you don't have pipe cleaners and you want a handle on your bag, that's better than nothing. I'm doing this from the inside because it fans out, and this keeps my handle from being too wide. I like the way it looks anyway, and then I can just adjust my handle here. And see, it's pretty simple. I don't know if kids would be able to do it or not. They might have a little bit of trouble with the shape, but they could definitely do the faces. They are simple enough. So this is the gingerbread. And so we're just going to put the frosting on. So sometimes on these, when you have edges there, if you just get your finger a little bit damp if the edge is fraying, just kind of get that together. That's one easy way to kind of get those loose ends to not be sticking up so much. And just kind of adjust the eyes where you want them to be and glue them on. This is where your fine tip glue bottle would come in handy. Then I'm going to take my pink ink pad. I'm going to come over here on the side. I'm going to try to add some rosy cheeks a little bit. It's not showing up too pink, but that's okay. That's cute. This time I think I'm going to put the glue on this piece. I'm just going to put it heavier around the edges. And then again, we're just going to place this right on. There we go. This one's flat. I haven't put the piece on the back of this one yet, but I think you get the idea here. So there is the gingerbread. Now the deer, there is also a piece that goes behind the eyes on this one. rosy cheeks. Now my ink pad, don't do directly on with a brand new ink pad. You'll be like, oh my gosh, how did Cyndy do that? Mine just made a huge mess. Well, that ink pad is very old, so it hardly has any ink in it at all. If you have a brand new ink pad, you'll want to use something to apply it. If you have a dauber, if you don't have a dauber, you can use cotton balls. I've used Q-tips before. But if it's a brand new ink pad, don't do it directly on, because you probably won't be happy with the results. So then these pieces here are the insides of the ear. Those are just going to go on here, like so. And then we have the antlers. So do make sure to glue them into place before. I'm trying to decide where I want them. Before you glue this piece on your bag. I put my glue too high. So, oh, and this is like, I made mine Rudolph, so he has a little red nose. Oh, that's what I forgot on these. I was thinking to myself, can't believe I made these look so plain, but I forgot that they do all have some holly. I lost my berry, went flying across the table. So you just want to put your holly together here. And we'll put it on our Santa and our gingerbread as well. There we go. That's adorable. And my Santa, where's his berry? I'm missing a berry. That's the trouble about cutting out all your pieces ahead of time. You wind up searching and searching for some pieces. I'll go ahead and put his holly on. Make sure that's just one piece. I will have to find his berry. I may have recycled it. Just check a few. Oh, I found it. Okay. Those would, the holly and berries would look cute. Popped up too, I think. So now our Rudolph is ready to go. Whoops. And again, I'm going to put the glue here on this piece. That went a little bit better, I think. Oops. Flip that over. Get some pressure applied to this. And there we go. So there is your gingerbread, the Rudolph, and the Santa. Thank you for joining me.